I was just watching the news, and the Asian man got found not guilty for shooting a black 14-year-old that stole from his store. And now we have these black parents, these black family members saying, "Oh, he did nothing wrong. He was just a loving 14-year-old black boy going to school, doing his homework, um, doing after school programs, after school activities." And when you watch the video, the kid was stealing from the store, and he had a loaded gun on him. So if the store owner confronted him in the store, he probably would have shot the store owner, or at least pointed the gun at him to leave him alone. So black people I really, when I saw this case, I'm like, yeah, that the Asian man is not guilty, because man, you can't trust black people at all. You cannot trust them. A black a black mother will see their son or daughter doing something wrong on camera, 4K, 1080p, on camera, and that same black woman, black father, will say, "Oh, that was a loving child. He did nothing wrong. He was good. He wasn't evil." But your evil son, your evil daughter was stealing from the store. Your evil daughter was putting hands on a cop. Your evil daughter was evading arrest. Your evil daughter assaulted a cop. Your evil son stole from a store. Your evil son punched a kid in the face and knocked him out. Punched a random stranger and knocked them out. Then black families will pretend that their kids were angels on earth. No, your kids were little demons on earth. They're 14 years old, 15 years old. They don't really know what they're doing. Look, 14, 15 years old, you think you know what you're doing, you really don't. At 15, did I know what I was doing? Did I know the bees? Did I know what was going on? Yes, a little bit. But I didn't picture 22, 25, 26 years old what this life choice would have done to me in my late 20s. I wouldn't have known. That's with a bunch of teenagers that don't know how something they're going to do at 15 is going to affect them at 25, 26, 28 years old. So I don't blame a little kid doing that. But as a parent, you need to be in your kid's life 24/7. Your 14-year-old son shouldn't have a gun at all, because for the most part, black people don't like guns, right? Black people are scared of guns. They don't want to learn how to shoot guns. They don't want to learn how to safely carry guns. They're scared of guns. But their kids have guns. So you as a black parent, you're scared of guns, but your little child has a gun. That means he doesn't really know what he's doing with that gun. He doesn't know how to clean it. He doesn't know how to aim correctly and shoot at his target. He doesn't know how to aim at the body mass. He doesn't know. He's missing shots when he shoots the gun, putting other people's lives in risk or at danger because he doesn't know how to shoot a gun, because grown parents didn't teach him how to use a gun. Now he finds a gun. He buys a gun somewhere. He doesn't know how to shoot it. He's just carrying it, and it goes off and it kills somebody. And now your little boy, 14, 15 years old, might be facing 20 to life for second degree murder, or attempted murder, or second degree attempted murder. You don't know. So you have to teach your kids how to use guns. Teach them the safety on guns, because guns are not going nowhere. You liberals could pretend like the government could come to everybody's doorstep and take the guns, like that's going to happen in America. That's never going to happen. So what you need to do is teach your children how to use a gun, how to use a handgun, how to use a rifle, how to load a handgun, the safety. Tell your kids, never play with a loaded gun. Never hit the trigger until you're ready to fire. Don't always think that there's a live round in the chamber every time. Do not point a gun at someone's face, someone's head, someone's body. Don't point a gun until you're ready to use it. These are the things that black parents need to teach their kids, but they don't do it. They don't do it. They don't teach their kids anything because they're scared of guns. The white people are not scared of guns. You black people that are acting retarded, you are scared of guns. And you people pretend like the white man is coming for you every single day. The white man is coming for you every single day and you don't know how to use guns? You think you have a chance in the fight? These white people, their kids at 12 years old, 14 years old, going hunting. I never went hunting with my dad. My dad never showed me how to use firearms. I had to learn how to use firearms on my own. So, my dad failed me in that aspect of life. Because firearms are not dangerous until you have to use them to defend your life. So you as a parent, if you teach your kids how to use a gun, it doesn't mean it's going to tempt them to take a life because they're going to value life. Especially if you teach them how to hunt. They kill a deer, they know how hard it is to kill a deer. And they're going to have to think about that for the rest of their life. The feeling of killing the animal, that doesn't go away. So that means they're going to, if they could value an animal life, they could value human life because they know humans are more important than animals. But black parents don't teach their kids, they don't teach their kids that. They don't teach their kids nothing. I don't understand it. In 2026, your 14-year-old should know how to dismantle a gun, clean a gun, load a gun, know how to safely be around a weapon, a live firearm, and be safe. And to know that life is precious. You should not take a life until you have to defend yourself. But black parents will never do that. And they will pretend their kids were sweet angels. Look, I'm going to be honest. Most blacks are not angels. Most blacks are criminals. Look, most blacks are criminals. It's a fact. 80% of blacks are criminals. Meaning that they will not value your life. They will take your life over nothing, over stupid words. They're emotional. They're not emotionally intelligent. I did stupid things when I was 15, when I was 16, when I was 17. God saved my life. God didn't let me go through anything that was so tragic. I didn't kill anybody when I was 15, 16 years old. Thank God. Some people killed people at 15, 16 years old. Went to prison, went to juvie, did 10 years in juvie, came out at 27, 28. 30, 35, 40. So I didn't have to go through that. Some kids had to go through that. And it is what it is. You go through it, you learn, and you come out. So just black people just need to stop pretending their children are good. You lead your children with trauma and all that type of stuff. That stuff's gonna affect them. A 14-year-old should not be stealing. Should not be stealing. If I grew up in let's say I grew up in a loving family. Like I grew up in a 2-parent household, but it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't perfect. Like, I don't think no parent is perfect, but you can see some kids, like, they're not going through some certain things that other kids are going through because their parents know what they're doing. My parents didn't know what they were doing. So at 14, 15 years old, I was just out there. I was disobedient. I was all that. I was doing my own thing. So, can you blame my parents? Yes, because I was still a little child. Even though I was doing whatever I wanted to do, I was still a little child. And that trauma that they didn't heal from, they passed it on to me. So I had to unlearn all these things in my 20s. So, look, life is that your parents are going to traumatize you, and you're going to have to unlearn all that trauma and heal from it in your later years. That is what life is, for the most part, unless you grow up with parents that are Christian and they're living the way God tells them to live. Most of the time as a kid, you're going to be traumatized by your parents. I'm sorry, it's just part of life. And you have to unlearn all that trauma patiently, hopefully by God's grace. by God's power, because without God, you can't really do anything. You can't really heal from your trauma. A therapist cannot heal you, because a therapist is a female or a him cannot heal you. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about, because they have trauma that they can't even heal from. So the things that they teach you can't heal them, but it can heal you. Come on, you know that's not real. You know therapy is not real. Therapy doesn't help nobody. Yeah, you should. I think counseling helps, especially if it's a godly counsel. If someone knows the Lord, they can lead you in the right way. But if someone doesn't know the Lord, they can't. They're gonna lead you with man-made practices. Man-made practices cannot help you in your time of need. In your time of spiritual attack, man-made stuff cannot help you. Only God can help you. Only His Spirit can lead you away from temptation, lead you away from rage, lead you away from lust, lead you away from greed, anger, murder, all these things. Only the Spirit of God can lead you away from that temptation. A therapist cannot help you with your sexual addiction. Can I help you with gambling? Can I help you with abuse? Can I help you with childhood trauma? Only God can heal you from that, because look, as soon as you're saved by God, God takes away a lot of those things. A lot of things that you went through as a child, it doesn't really affect you as much. It goes away. You don't think about it as much. Satan might bring a thought in your head, but you should know that that thought is not from God, because why would God keep bringing thoughts of negative things in your head to discourage you? That you should know that that's from Satan. That's not from God. God is a God that is going to lead you in righteousness. Is going to keep you present, not think about the past, not dwelling in the past, not dwell in the future. God is going to keep you present. Satan wants you to dwell in the past. Satan wants you to worry about the future, that you don't know what's going to happen. That is from Satan. Everything that is not present. Look, if you're going through something today and that's the only thing you're thinking about, you're not going to be worried about what happened yesterday, what's going to happen tomorrow, because you're just trying to face your battles this present. But Satan is going to bring what you did in your past in your present now to try and harm you, when you know you can't do nothing about it. It's over. It happened. It's over. So just know that that's not from God. Don't blame God for that. That is from Satan.